both of you come from two-parent households.
Mm-hmm.
There's a stigma that, since we're talking about stigmas with Black gay men, that a lot of us are gay because we come from broken homes, or we're traumatized. You know all the different things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, what is your opinion on that? I mean, obviously, y'all come from two-parent households that seem healthy. So, what is your thought on that?
I mean, that's crazy to me already, because I know I didn't choose to be gay. I mean, I used to go home and try and pray not to be gay after church. So it's like, and none of it, I love who I am now, but it's not like I chose this lifestyle. I didn't choose to do this. So that's what I always say to people. I'm like, if you have an issue with me and who I am and how I was created, you need to take it up with God, because I didn't create myself. God did. And that's why I especially like to say to the religious folks, I think we are who we are. And
yeah, I think, single family households have, it's definitely harder on that single parent, like that's for sure. And, the child will be affected by it. But in my opinion, I don't think, it's going to affect them to where they question, their sexuality, or it's going to make them choose what they're going to be, like as far as sexually, or what their interests are.
mm-hmm.
Like, I really feel as though, if anything, it will empower them to make a choice on their own. Like, I feel like single parents, when you see someone, even with my mom, like even when my dad would be, working, and she would have to do a bunch of things on her own in that same kind of level, it inspired me to be like, oh, I can do these things on my own as well. Like, I feel like it should be more of an aspiration versus trying to say like that because you come from a single parent family, that you're gonna, this is why you decided to be gay, or why you decided to, be interested in the same sex, or whatever the case. Like, I don't really understand or agree with it.
So that's the first problem. It's like, oh, you gay? That's not good. That's bad. Something's wrong with you.
Right.
Let me find out why this happened to you. Oh, it must be because you came from a single family home, even though there's a ton of us that did not.
Right.
Yeah, there's this idea that, oh, you didn't have a strong, male figure in your life or something like that. So
it really did, yes.
And in my opinion, that makes it a lot of times more difficult to come out, I would think, to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
If you have, in my personal experience, my dad was as loving as they come, but I think there is still that expectation that you're going to grow up and have a family and walk in the steps of your father. And so
as a son, I mean, in that sense, but
mm-hmm.
And I mean, that's true. Like, I think about that a lot. I used to think about that a whole lot, especially when I was younger, just because my dad was that, the man's man, like, ooh, and then they assume just because, you are gay that you're somewhat effeminate, or you lack in some way. What we are trying to at least represent in the world is that there's not a silo for somebody that is gay, or somebody that, loves the same sex. Like, we are just like anybody, like a heterosexual or cisgender person, where they decide to be is them. And what we are is what we are as well. And it shouldn't be based on data just because of, a single parent, or even, both parents being in it. Like, yeah.
If you could say anything to the Black community, and when we say Black community, Black gay men or our families, about who we are and us living out loud, what would you say?
I mean, we human. Like, we are human. We just trying to live life like everybody else. And I think we deserve the love and grace that everybody deserves. And I know it's not a lot of that going around right now, but I think that's one thing we all need to work on, is giving each other, gay, straight, lesbian, whatever you are, give each other grace and give each other love.